All right, so I'm going to talk about why I sold my JVC HM170. I bought it, I owned it for about 4 or 5 months. Used it, put about 70 hours on it, so I used it for a decent amount. On paper, it's a great camera, $1,200 for a 4K camera with, XLR inputs, full manual control, ND filters. Yeah. All the bells and whistles pretty much. So first I'll talk about what I liked about it. Before I slam it to the ground, let me tell you what I liked about it. First of all, I did like that it was lightweight. It was plasticky, it felt crappy, but to me, most of my stuff is all on a tripod, so it didn't matter anyways. And when it wasn't on a tripod, it was handheld, and I kind of liked being able to hold the camera and run around with it, like doing weddings, and when you're just sitting around like getting handheld stuff. It didn't make your arm like go numb because it was so heavy. It was nice to just, be able to carry it around and not like you're lifting weights the whole time. So that was actually kind of nice. I liked it being lightweight. I wasn't worried about breaking it because I never dropped cameras and all that stuff. The other thing that was nice about it, did have a lot of different codecs. I think you could shoot like MOV, AVC HD, MP4, and it had like all the different frame rates, super high frame rates. I think it's like 120 frames per second you could do if you're doing slow motion stuff. So I mean, it was really nice. Like some of the stuff was really nice. Had a decent image if you were shooting outdoors and you had like a lot of good light. It was actually like good image for like 4K. If you had like good lighting or something like that, studio lighting, it was good lighting or good image. One thing I really liked too is the physical toggle switches that were on the side of it. If you wanted to make quick adjustments on the side, it still had those toggle switches where you could just flip it really quick, go from indoor to outdoor balance, gain, you could go from low to high really quick if you need to do something on the fly. I like that. A lot of cameras are going away from that, but I liked how that still included it, which was really nice. I like that. The layout of the buttons were really cool too. I mean, everything was right there on the side, really intuitive, right where you'd expect it to be, ND filters and image stabilization, all those stuff was really nice if you had to do something on the fly. Everything, like making shutter adjustments on the fly, there's like a little up and down arrow really quick you could do. It was really nice. That just about concludes all the pros of the camera. Now, you may have heard a lot of these negatives, but I'm just going to say from my point of view. So the LCD screen really sucked. It was really bad. It was probably by far the worst LCD screen I'd ever seen on any camera I've owned, and I've owned like not even prosumer cameras, like straight up consumer cameras. I mean, the color rendition on it was terrible. I mean, my cell phone, way better. I mean, any screen, way better than the LCD screen on that JVC. I mean, it's almost like filming old film cameras where you don't even know what image you're actually getting because you can't even trust that screen. You don't know until you actually get it on your computer to go edit what you actually shot, if the colors were right or if it really is bad. Also, when you shoot wide open, like if you're shooting something dark, the image really is soft, especially on the outside, like around like this area here. All these would be super soft. If you had something that you wanted detail of on everything, you'd be screwed. Shooting wide open, it was super soft. You had to shoot like at like f5 or something like that, or around there, which, again, if you have good lighting, you can do that, but if you don't and you're just at the mercy of whatever environment you are, it could suck. And there's also like some examples that people have of like chromatic aberration and just like some artifacts like purple. For some reason, this camera cannot handle the color purple, especially with DJ lightings. Here, I'll show you a clip here of a wedding that I did, and you could see, I don't know what this is. It just like muddies up the image. Anything like the white dress, just boom. I don't know how. I don't know how this happened. How this is completely unacceptable for professional camera. I mean, this right here was a deal breaker. I mean, I cannot even say how bad that is. So I've never seen this before on a camera. I don't even know if like on cell phone cameras I've seen this, but literally this for me, that was the deal breaker. Kind of the straw that broke the camel's back was like, just it can't handle DJ lights or bright lights. Like, so for weddings, you cannot use this camera for weddings, which I think a lot of people would like to do, because it's like, oh, it's a super cheap camera. I could get 4K. I could get 2 of these for less than the price of one nice 4K camera, but you can't use either one of them, so you're kind of back to square one. Also, at first I thought it was going to be kind of nice having like a detachable XLR mic handle. Not really. I kind of would actually prefer to not have it detachable, because I feel like it's a moving part and it's something that could break. It's like there's a little digital interface inside the handle. Every time you screw in and you put it in, it's gonna break. I know the whole thing is plasticky. I'd give it about 500 or 600 hours of usage and taking that thing on and off, and it's gonna snap off eventually, and then you're gonna have to buy a new handle for, I don't know, 300, 400 bucks. So yeah, I just kind of would prefer to just have it on there. I never would actually take it off. You know, they were saying like, oh, you could take the handle off and then you could film inconspicuous. I don't know the logic on that, because it's still a giant camera that just looks like a prosumer camera then. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but anyways, I sold it. I do not miss it. I wish that they had taken care of, just if the image quality didn't get so like ruined by the purple like mud, I might have been able to overlook all the other stuff. I could have used like an external monitor to get over the LCD. You know, I picked up like a Lilliput for like 150 bucks. You could buy a Atomos Ninja or whatever and use one of those instead of a monitor if you are going to use it. Like if you don't do weddings without a DJ lighting, you might be able to get through with this one, but I would not risk it at all if I was doing any type of professional work. If there's a DJ light or if there's some sort of lighting that is purple and it's bright, this is going to ruin your image. I did this at a bar too, and I was recording a band, and the same thing. They had lights that were coming down. Here, I'll show you here. I mean, what? What is this? I don't know. Ridiculous. For shame. Shame. So, all right. Hope you guys found this helpful. Again, buy it at your own discretion, but won't get me. And I recommend that you don't buy it either if you do any type of professional work. So, all right. Thanks, guys.